Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm James Brink, and we are one. Today, I want to talk about a few accessories that I got from Gamulus that you might find interesting. One of them is a case. The other two are pretty much the same thing, but they are a type of dock, a power dock. And honestly, let's just do a little sneak peek. There's the case. And here, I think one of these items is really useful. The other two potentially could be. And so let's get into the review. But before we do that, make sure to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar. So first up, let's go with the dock right here. The Me Patum is what it's called. I don't know if they're trying to go for a brand or just like that's how they, a brand name or just a product line name. It's a charging dock stand. It's a base. They have a bunch of things in the name, but the deck will go in here, and it does a pretty good job, honestly. If you just throw it right there, you can see it has paddings. I don't know how well you can see that, but it has padding right here, and rubber padding, and all lined almost the whole thing. It does a good job. It's very similar to this, except for it has some extra padding. This is the stand that I got originally a couple months ago for my deck, and it has some rubber right here, but no rubber on the back. So it's kind of nice to have that extra rubber on here. Now, both these stands have a huge weakness. If you have a Steam Deck case, like a protective case around the deck, it most likely will not fit in these. Now, if you have a Switch and have a case on it, then this might actually work. And honestly, I don't know why this wouldn't be able to work for the Switch. So it was potentially repurposed probably, but it fits the Steam Deck great. Now, there's one major thing that you're going to see with this. It has an in and an out. Now, I thought at first that this was going to be really useless. Then I got thinking about some options that you could probably use this for, some ideas I had. And essentially, my hope was that you could plug in one of these things, an actual dock, that would allow me to extend USBs, storage, whatever it is I want, and then be able to use the cable that this comes with. And it mimics a little bit of what the Steam Deck's official case is going to or dock is going to look like. So if we plug it into the out and you plug in the in of some power source, then it will just wrap around, and I'll show you on the deck. It'll just wrap around up here. It's a little, not sure why they gave so much cord. And plug it in. Now, there's one little thing that you're going to see. And no, I did not break it. It's magnetic. So it has a magnetic piece that you can take off, stick to the side that has a metal piece, so it won't, the cable doesn't flop around. You can just stick it to the side while you're using your deck, and then when you're done using your deck, putting it in the dock, you can then stick it on the magnetic part of that USB little device piece. So yeah, it does not work with this. My hope was that I could have one cord coming from the front of my computer area, and then just have a long USB-C, go to the back, connect with a bunch of my other stuff to this, and kind of hide the clutter. It did not work out that way. It actually only does pass-through power. And I almost thought, honestly, it probably would have been just smarter to have a pass-through cable right here. So their claims that it has over-voltage protection, under-voltage protection, short-circuit protection, over-current protection, over-temperature protection, overload protection, has a lot of protection. I didn't go into the claims of that. Honestly, usually you probably want to get those types of protections on the type of power adapter you get. So if you get a good enough power adapter that goes from the wall or your power source converts it into DC, and then gives you the right voltage and everything else into your deck, hopefully you'd have more of the protection there, and you have a quality power adapter. That is really important. Now, if their claims are true, then this is actually kind of nice if you live in an area that has frequent spikes in power, or if you have some issues with your home. This could still be helpful in preventing your deck from getting damaged. Kind of have a two backup system, the power adapter into this device that has those protections. Now, I can't say I tested that portion out, especially with my deck, because I don't want to break the deck. It is still nice to have the concept that my deck's just a little bit more protected, and power is the number one killer with these types of things, except for you as the user. You're probably the number one killer of your Steam Deck. But beyond that, it's probably something along the lines of power and the way you consume your power. So since it doesn't have a pass-through where the dongle dock didn't work, I'm going to go on err on the side of, I think this does have some additional protections in it. With that, I'm not going to guarantee anything, but I do think that's cool. So with these docks, let's kind of finalize this piece and we'll get onto the case. This is going to be a group project with this type of stuff. I recommend this to anyone that, like I said, has power issues, that wants some additional protection. Now, you're probably also going to want to have a good power surge protector, battery backup, stuff like that. But if you want to go just the extra step or just really don't want to go expensive, this device isn't too expensive, as it's about under $20. Now, there's two different versions of them. I'm not quite sure why. I tested both. They seem about the same. You got the one that has the detachable piece that goes in the deck, the USB-C portion, that makes it so you can just easily take it up, put it back. It's probably compatible with some other cables out there that allow you to do that too. Then it has a regular one. That's just a regular USB-C that goes in and out with the tab. It is nice, honestly. It's nice, and it's angled so it doesn't stick out. It goes over. Honestly, it's not a bad little dock, but if it could support another, like an actual dock, an actual one of these things that can do HDMI and everything else, it would be much more useful. Or better yet, just include some of that on there. If you don't need something like the dongle dock kind of stuff, or the official dock, or plugging in anything additionally into it, or if you want to put this like next to your nightstand and have your deck just snuggled up next to you, it's a good option. And so I'm not going to say that I recommend it for everyone, but I definitely don't think it's a bad little device. And I don't think you could go wrong buying it if you need it. You can go the extra step and buy an actual dock. It will cost you more if you want to get a quality one, though. And I'd recommend going quality. It's that whole power thing. It's the whole, just, you want to be careful. Some of the docks, if they're poorly designed, it could short out your system. So I'm just saying, like, it's not going to happen for every single one, but it does happen. Okay, let's move on to the case portion from Gemulus. They don't really have like a name for this case, but I will say it is very similar to the JSOX case. Couple of exceptions. It's all black. It does attract oil from your fingers a little bit more, but honestly, and even the handle is very similar. It's I don't know if there's an OEM doing this type of stuff, and both of these companies got it from the same OEM, but a part of me says no, because it is very similar. If you go look at my JSOX case review, it even has the fold-out pieces that has the SD card slot right here that you can put an SD card in. Also loose cables, and this can be used as a stand for your deck. And if you want to watch what this type of accessory can do, you can go watch that JSOX case review. I'll have it in the description below. It's very similar, with the exception, this case, it comes with this little divider piece. It's Velcro. You can stick it in to the bottom compartment where you can stick like accessories, that battery packs, power adapters, controllers, if they're small enough, into right here. It will allow you to just better organize that. And that's honestly something that I think would be very useful. In this case, I think the compartment is actually smaller. I slapped my power bank in there, and you can see there's really less room. I think there is like an inch or two less of room than the JSOX case. And so there's that. So you can't like stack the power bank that you bought with some of your other power adapters and whatnot. It's definitely not going to work for the Steam Deck's power with other things like this power bank. It's just unfortunate, but It still is nice. You could put an SD card holder in here. You could put a power bank in there that's smaller maybe. You could stick the power adapter in there with it. Maybe a controller, a smaller controller, a switch controller. It still offers more storage options than the official Steam Deck case, and it's under $20. It's really not that expensive. It's I'll essentially say it's about half the price of what the JSOX one is. So if you don't really need that extra inch or two inside of here, you should be good to go, as this is about as good as I noticed with the JSOX after using it for a little bit. It fits the deck just fine. And then it all can go over, zips up. Very similar to the JSOX one. And honestly, it's a good option. If you want to not spend around $30 for the JSOX one, which they can go up and down. All these prices can go up and down, so take it with a grain of salt, I guess. This one is about half of what the JSOX one is, and has about a very similar capability. While definitely there's different parts that are higher quality. I think on the JSOX it looks better. The inside has more room. Things fit just slightly better. This one still is great. So if you want to save the money, you don't want to spend that extra money just to have a little bit more premium of a case, go with this one. I recommend it to anyone that is looking for a case to have a little bit extra room underneath to add some smaller items that the Steam Deck default case that it comes with just doesn't quite work for you. It's not a bad case, and it's half the price of the JSOX. So in the end, I recommend it to budgeters, people that want to stay under a budget and do have a lot of small things to fit under that carriage, and also still want to have a portable stand and some other stuff that come with it. It will fit a case with it too. I haven't tried anything like a kill switch, but it's the JSOX case should fit with it just fine, as I have had it work okay for me so far. Now comes the exciting part. If you waited and watched the whole video, I'm going to be giving away one of these docks. I have two of them. And then I'm going to be giving away this case actually. So if anyone is interested in either one of those items, I'm going to be giving those away for my giveaway this week. And if you don't want to miss out on any of my giveaways or anything else, as I'm building out my website, gamesrevealed.com, make sure to go register over there. Let me know if you want to win one of these, as I'll be doing giveaways this week with it. Also, I want to know in the comments below what you guys think about these. Do you think that this is useful? What uses would you find for this? I'm curious, because honestly, I'm not going to write it off completely. I don't think it's useless. It still does its job. It's just not sure about it, and I'm curious if you guys know a better use than I've mentioned already for the dock, for the stand. Now for the case, same thing. Yeah, so let me know if you find that these budget items are useful and you want me to continue reviewing these types of things, as I do like reviewing a lot of different things. I like trying things and letting people know how they are. So this is definitely something I like to do. So thank you guys for watching. Check out my other stuff in my description below, including the sources and the links to these items. They are affiliate links to Amazon in the description below. So if you want to buy one of these items, you're more than welcome to. If you saw some other accessory that I have in the video, you can also go into the description and find them there and get them. I have other things, a website, and a bunch of other links down there that are, I think, fun and good, and that helps support me. So yeah, go forth and adventure down there. That could be really, really awkward if I didn't explain why you should go down there to the description area and not just down there. So thank you guys for watching. Check out my other videos, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. And power is the #1 killer with these types of things, except for you as the user. You're probably the #1 killer of your Steam Deck.